Morning. Wednesday morning. Um, Wednesday morning. I hope everyone had a good day yesterday. I think it's going to be a good deal warmer today, which may or may not make you happy. See how it goes. Not too humid here, so that's good. So yesterday I thought that my wood arrived for my shed, but it was something else. It wasn't for us. It was just another truck in the street. Um, and so I got a call later in the afternoon saying there was some problem with the box truck. I don't know, broke down. Who knows? So no, it wasn't. It wasn't coming. And now when I look, it looks like it's not coming till Friday. So I'm not sure. It must be catastrophic failure of the box truck. I really don't know. So you know, that's how it is, right? Good morning, Key. Morning, Dora. Morning, Susan. Um, you know, that's one of the things that we work on, right? So these little daily annoyances and um, little obstacles, right? And the funny thing is that people don't usually get hung up. I mean, some people do, but for the most part, people rise to the occasion when we have big issues, big problems. You know, a lot of times, people are struggling with kind of chronic issues in their life, health problems or relationship problems. Um, and we kind of get through that. We just work away at it. Not to say it's a good thing, right? It'd be great if we could resolve all of those things, but there's some things that can't be resolved, um, at least not right now. An example that comes to mind is when my father was living with us, and as he was getting older and needed a lot of care. Um, it was very stressful, very hard to uh, deal with for me. And I'm sure for him as well, right? It's not a great position to be in. But again, you make your choices about these things and you deal with them. And on a day to day basis, sometimes you'd feel kind of not great about it. But overall, you get through it. But it seems like the things that really give people trouble, that really wear them down, are those little things. The small annoyances of the day that can pile up, right? And then you see people who lose their temper, at the checkout line, or yell at the teller at the bank. Um, so we never want to get to that point. Um, and we could say, well, it's just a small thing. But I mean, everything is just a small thing. And everything is just a big thing, right? So what might seem like a small act to you, losing your temper, yelling at someone on the phone, or being rude, you know, that could really have an effect on to the person on the other line. You don't know what their day has been like. You don't know what effect that small act that you feel could be towards them. So there aren't any small acts. Everything has the potential to be make a big impact, and that's something to remember. Um, to take seriously our responsibility to our own behavior and then our behavior towards others. Um, there is no, there's never any reason to be rude or to be, um, or even really to be angry. there's certainly situations that might make you angry, make you feel anger, but there's no reason to turn that onto someone else. Um, if you have a legitimate problem, you're not going to get it resolved by being angry. Um, you're going to get it resolved by trying to talk reasonably. And I mean, you might not get it resolved. I don't know. Sometimes even that doesn't work. But I can guarantee you, being angry only makes situations worse. It never improves a situation. So, and anger is an emotion that many of us struggle with. There's nothing wrong with being angry, feeling anger. It's that turning it either on others or on yourself that becomes a problem. Um, so, one thing we might do is find a way to release that anger feeling. Um, a lot of people, movement is a great way to do that. So exercise, going for a walk. I know I've said this a bunch of times, but I have a friend who cleans her house when she's angry, and her house is very clean most of the time, which sometimes worries me, but that's how it is. Find what allows you to move past the anger, but still feel the anger. We aren't trying to pretend we aren't angry. That's a different thing. We don't want that. Anger is a normal reaction to certain sets of circumstances. Um, so you want to feel it, but you don't want to hold on to it, and you certainly don't want to turn it on others. Just let it pass through you. And that applies to anything. I mean, this whole situation with um, you know the virus, the situation with people being violent in protests. There can be, when we hold anger and we don't let it go, we don't allow it to leave the body, it backfires in catastrophic ways. People have health problems. People have mental health problems. People act out in ways that are inappropriate. They take that anger and use it for fuel. Um, and we don't want to get to that place. There are lots of good things, good reasons to be angry this time, uh, in this place, in the world, in this time and space. Um, if you don't feel angry, I might wonder why. I think there's enough for all of us to feel angry about. But feeling that anger, it's a sensation, it's an emotion. It isn't who we are. It isn't where we have to stay. Um, we can still enjoy other things that are good, um, but knowing, that anger is something that we can. Anger is telling you something, right? When you feel that, you need to figure out what's going on, right? Is it something you can change? Is it not something you can change? Maybe it's not something you can change right now. Maybe it's something you could change. Maybe there's a positive action that you could take. Um, you know, Not everybody wants to do everything, but we can all do something. We can all do what whatever we feel sort of moved to do. And if you're not sure, if you're just kind of sitting in that angry place, um, do a little meditation. Think about, you know, where that's coming from and what you might do that would make you feel like you were making a positive effort. We talked about this, I think, a little yesterday. And this is this is a huge concept. It's not even a yoga concept. It's yoga, it's Buddhism. It goes back to the Stoics in Rome. Um, Martin Luther King, had a lot to say about this. This idea of we're all one. And if we hurt one, we hurt everyone. There is no justice unless it's justice for everybody. Um, there's nothing, we can't say as a society we're doing well if we aren't all doing well. We're failing if we failed some part of our society. So, you know, what can we do? There's lots of things. Take your choice. But if you feel moved to do something, because that sense of powerlessness is false. And it's also very damaging. So don't feel like there's nothing you can do to contribute and help. There are things. Um, I look online in my news feed and Facebook, there's, dozens of things that pop up. So do what you feel moved to do. Um, but one of the best things that you're doing is what you're doing right now, right? You're becoming aware of your internal structure. You're trying to change your internal world. And one of the things we talk about a lot in yoga is when you have a balance and peace inside, it radiates out. So your balance will influence others to be more balanced. Right? It's an energy transfer. And just like I know, you may not have noticed that particular thing because it's a little more subtle, but I know that you've noticed times when you've come home angry in your home, pretty soon everyone in your house is angry or upset or mad. Something, it just communicates that energy. And sometimes you'll go into a room and you'll notice that somebody has a problem before they've even said anything. You can feel that sort of coming off them. So that's very noticeable. And that is definitely, it's what we call an energy transfer. So it also goes in a positive way. We may not always see it. It may not be as visible because it's usually not as big of an emotion, but sometimes it is. If you've ever been in the presence of someone who is kind of a deep meditator, a deep, very spiritual person, there is an energy. You'll feel it. So, I mean, and I'm not saying we're all going to become like elevated masters. You don't have to be there. But wherever you are, you can radiate that sense of peace and calm. But you can't do it unless you've got it, right? So we're cultivating that. We are trying to build that. And if we had a society where everyone was working on that, it would be a very different place. It's a place of the future. And I would love to go live there. But we got to build it, right? It's not going to happen by itself. So this is how we build it. Today is my birthday, and I've been thinking back a year from now. And that's something I try to do on birthdays, and you might like to do this too, is really think about what's happened in your year. Have things improved? Do you feel improved? Do you feel more at peace maybe than you were last year? If you do, great. If you don't, well, what's stopping you from getting started with that? You just jump in and hope that in another year you'll be there. This is long term, right? This is not, you're not like, oh, okay, next week I'm enlightened. No. But next year you might be significantly improved in how you feel, physically, mentally, all of those things. So, no time like now to get started with that. All right, so let's do some asana. And we're going to work on keeping that focus. Let's keep the focus on peace. We will dedicate this practice to peace. Let everyone be at peace, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Sitting up tall, breath in and out. Take one more breath. And then chin down through the chest, head's hanging down. Lifting the head back up, lift the chin. Head back to center, lowering over to the right. Back to center and moving to the left. Back up to center. Let's walk the hands out in front, folding over. And then hands behind you, fingertips pointing away. Squeeze the shoulders together, gazing up. And back to center. Hands wide. Take a deep breath and then bring the arms together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale wide. Exhale, hands together. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers, lift the arms high. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. Lower. Lift. And lower. Arms overhead. Right hand down by your side. Reach across. Switch sides. Come on back up. Lift the shoulders. Roll back. And forward. Left hand on right knee, right arm behind you. Sit up tall. Take a twist. Back to center and switch. Back to center. Tabletop. Cat-cow for a few breaths. Loosening up through the spine. Inhales and then exhales. Take a couple of more, and then we're going to sit back on the heels. Child's pose. Coming back up. Tabletop downward dog. Move around a little. And walking the feet up to the hands. We'll be in a fold for a few breaths. Rising up. Standing tall, breath in and out. Let's lift the shoulders, roll them back. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. On the exhale, right foot steps back. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Let's hold here. And then lower down. Lifting head and chest on the inhale. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Once more. Lifting up. And lower. Moving back up. Tabletop. Downward dog. One more breath here. And then we're stepping right foot up. Set your knee down, arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Step the back foot up and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lift on the inhale. Back to mountain. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Hold here. And lower. Inhale, lift head and chest. Then lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Last one, either head and chest lifting, or we could come all the way up, upward dog. And then downward dog. One more breath. Left foot steps up. Drop the right knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Back foot steps up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting on the inhale. Hands back to mountain. Take a breath. Inhale. Oh, and mat. This is not the right mat, I don't think. Moves around too much. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. On the exhale, left foot steps back. Press down, arms lift. Warrior one. We're going to lean forward. Left arm out in front. Right arm behind. And then we're rising up. We're going to lift that left arm around. Bring the right arm under and out in front. Warrior two. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Inhale. We're flipping the right hand. Lift it up high. Left arm by your side. And then right arm can come down. We'll rest it on the leg. Left shoulder rolls back. Left arm lifts. Side angle. Moving back up. Warrior two. Release the hand. Straighten the right knee. Turn your foot. So we're facing side of the mat. Let's bring hands to the waist. We're going to bring the hands back. Squeeze the shoulders together. Pull the elbows back. Deep breath in. And then leaning forward. And rise back up. Release the hands down again. And we're going to, let's do another fold. So this time hands at the waist and just leave them there. We're going to fold, release the hands down. And breathe. Hands back to the waist, engage the thighs, rise up slowly. Take a breath. And then we're going to turn. So we're facing the front. Right leg is out, left leg behind. Let's grab opposite wrists here. And then maybe walk the hands up a bit. See where you can get. Take a breath, folding over that right leg. Rising back up. Release the hands. Back foot steps up, arms overhead. And we're in mountain. Take a breath. Inhale, lifting up the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Pressing down here, rising up. Warrior one. And then leaning forward, right hand out in front, left arm behind. And then we're going to start lifting that right arm, bring the left arm out in front. And we're in warrior two. Inhale, flip the left hand, lift up high, right arm by your side. And then left arm, you can rest it on the leg. Pull the right shoulder back, right arm lifts. Side angle. And back up. Warrior two. Then hands by your side again. Straighten the knee. Turn the feet. So we're facing this side again. And we're just going to walk the feet to center. Well, not really to center, to about, shoulder width apart. For your squat, hands together. Take a breath. Then the knees lowering down. Nice and upright with the body. And back up. Release the hands and returning. So we're facing the front of the mat with the left foot out, right foot behind. Same thing, but maybe switch the way you do this. So if you constantly have one arm on top, try doing the other way. It will feel awkward, but it's good to have some variety with this. Take a breath, fold forward. And back up. Back foot steps up, arms overhead, back to mountain. Take a breath. And let's do a couple of balance. So let's start just lifting up the knee. So we've got the right knee lifted, foot is flexed, standing nice and tall, shoulders back, steady gaze. If you feel good here, you could reach down for the knee. You could reach down for the toe, kind of drawing that foot in closer to the body. If you feel really steady, maybe extend. See where you are today. Right? Anywhere along that continuum is good, right? Because we're making little progress as we go. And again, some days you're going to feel like you have the balance to try a little harder. So other days, just lifting up the knee is going to be it. And then bring everything back down. Switch. So same thing, but standing on the right. And whatever you did on one side, we can at least try on the other. Finding that steadiness. And breathe. So ideally, we make some progress, but we're going to have setbacks. We're going to have times where things aren't going to work. And then just bring everything back down. Bicycle out the legs, just like everything in our life, right? Sometimes we feel like we're making a lot of progress toward a goal, and then we'll have a setback. Something will change. Hopefully we won't be right back to zero, but we might be. The point is that we just keep going. We just keep trying, because that's what we're here for. Bicycle out the legs. And then from your mountain, let's just lift up the right leg. So you could have hands out. You could bring them onto the waist if that's more secure. Set the foot down and switch. Lifting up left. Set both feet down, bicycle legs. Come on up, top of the mat. Lift the arms. Breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting to a flat back. Exhale, we step back. Downward dog. Forward to high plank. And lower. Head turns right. Relax. Head back to center. And let's leave the hands by your side, but we're going to flip the palms so they're resting on the mat. Tops of the feet resting on the mat. And then we're lifting up head and chest and arms and legs. And lower down. Head turns left. Head back to center. And let's do half bow, or you could do full bow if you want. I'm going to cue half bow. So both arms out in front. We're bending the right knee, reaching back. Grab the foot, or just reach back for the foot if you can't reach it. And then we're pressing down with that left hand, lifting up the body, maybe lifting up the knee a little. Breathe. And then back to the mat. We'll switch. And then press down, lift. Lower. We'll bring the hands out in front. Maybe set your chin on the hand or your forehead. Take a few breaths. And coming back up. Tabletop child's pose. Then tabletop downward dog. Step the feet up. Sitting on the mat. Soles of the feet together. Sitting up tall. Take your deep breath. And then we're bringing the chest forward, hinging from the hips. And breathe. So as we hold into these poses, you may find that you have a little more space and you can keep kind of moving. Make your way back up. Let's extend both legs. Arms up over your head, deep breath, fold forward. So here you may have a little bend in the knees. If your hamstrings are tight, you may not be able to fold unless there's a little bend. That's okay. No problem with that. Moving back up. Let's bend the right knee. We're just going to hug it in, sitting up tall here. And then lowering that knee out to the side. The foot is resting up against the thigh. Take a deep breath and fold forward. Coming back up again. We'll switch sides. So we've got the left knee, we're hugging in. Sitting tall, and then the knee goes down and that left foot is right up next to the thigh. Take a breath, and then we're folding over the right leg. Back up, both legs straight again. One last fold. Breath in, fold forward. Moving back up. Bend your knees. Soles of the feet to the mat. Finding a place where you have some room still. Lowering down. Finding some measure of comfort here on the mat. Letting everything sort of settle out. And then we're going to bring the right ankle, top of the left knee. Maybe here you're going to stay, or you might be ready to bring that left thigh in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers behind. Keep breathing. Maybe extend the leg if you want. And set it back down. Switch sides. So we're doing the same on one side as the other. And don't forget this hip opener here, this sort of supine pigeon. You can always do the regular pigeon in place of this if that is, you feel like that's more effective for you. And if you extended the leg on the other side, we'll do it here. And then resting both feet back onto the mat. Take a few breaths. Hands by your side. We're going to do our bridge. We always do bridge, right? Bridge is a very good pose for a lot of reasons. But it works a lot on the core strength, and it also helps kind of reverse a lot of the folds and things that we've done through the practice. So we will almost never skip bridge. So you may hate to hear that. You may love to hear that. I don't know. But we've got feet back close to the body, knees about hip width apart, hands by your side. Press down, hands and feet, and find the pose. Then lower down. Toes of the feet together. Knees apart. Relax and breathe. Knees to center. And walk the feet to the outer edges. We've got arms to a T or goalpost arms. Lowering both knees to the right. Gazing left. And then bringing the knees back to center. We're sending them left, gazing right. Back to center. Let's bring knees into the chest. You can move a little side to side. Maybe make circles with the knees. One way and then the other. And then happy baby. Let's do that. So we've got the instep or maybe the ankles, whatever you can reach here. We're bringing the knees kind of down and back toward the armpits. Ideally, so like the elbows are kind of where the knees are. If that's possible. And then we'll move a little side to side. If you feel like it, you could just stay still. Lots of ways to go here. And then releasing, extend the legs straight up. And then lowering, however you want to get there. We're just going to end up laying on the mat in a comfortable position, whatever that might be. So traditionally, we're doing Shavasana flat on the back, but if for some reason that doesn't work for you, or even just if there are times that is uncomfortable, do something different. There's no reason you can't. You could lay on your side. You could have bent knees, whatever you feel like. Just be comfortable, be at rest. So keep that breath moving through the body. Steady. Find that sense of peace and calm. Feel the support of the earth below your mat. Draw energy up through the earth. Keep your breath moving through the body. So we are all searching for that peace, for that sense of well being within. So we all want that feeling. The problem is that we don't all agree on how you get that feeling. So many people are searching out. Um, they're looking for something they could buy or they could learn, you know, or they could just try really hard, you know. There's something out there that will make them whole. Be it working really hard at a relationship, being really good at their job, learning a lot, being very intelligent and well read, buying a lot of things, maybe being so successful that you could buy whatever you think you might need. And those are all, you know, lovely things, but they aren't going to solve your problem. Um, that is within, and we all have that within. And, I mean, it's a problem, but it's also not a problem. It's a problem because we make it a problem. The fact is, it's there. You have that spark. You have that peace. We all have. We've had it since the moment that we set foot on the earth. We just have forgotten that. We've forgotten what it feels like. We've forgotten um, in our fears and our worries, um, in our jealousies and our anger toward others. So, yoga wants us to remember, and you got to go within to find that. Um, it's not it's not easy, um, but it's also super easy, right? So it's hard work, but it's work anyone can do. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need to be super well educated. You don't need any of those things. All you need to do is to spend some time working with your internal structure, meditating, learning about what's going on in there, and listening, talking less, listening more. When we were children, we knew this. When we were babies, we had that sense of peace and well-being. So it's there, right? We just need to get back there. One step at a time. And again, like everything we do in yoga, it is experiential. Don't take my word for it. Try it. Work on it. See what happens. See how your feelings change. See how your mental state changes. It's it's an amazing thing. It's something that, will literally change your life. So, finding peace. So, when you're ready, moving a little bit, fingers and toes, hands and feet, making your way up to a seat if you're not already there. And we're going to bring our hands together. Deep breath in and out. And I'm going to do that piece, the little peace mantra that we did a few weeks back, just because it feels like a good thing today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Okay, there you go. Wednesdays, all done. Let me see. So good morning, Anne. Oh, hi, Rachel. Thank you for birthday wishes. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I feel like I'm going to have to do yard work. I think it's supposed to rain for a couple of days. Oh, you're welcome, Key. So I think, I'm going to have to do some work. So that's the thing about birthdays when you're grown up. It doesn't really matter. There's still plenty of work to do. But I don't have to cook dinner. So I'm pretty thrilled about that. All right. Well, thank you, Deb. I am probably about ready to go then. I'm going to let you guys tell me happy birthday for a minute, because I know there's a delay on this. I don't know exactly how much of a delay there is. I should probably look into that. There's a lot about this I don't really understand. So, bear with me. If I cut you off in mid typing or something like that. Actually, the chat keeps scrolling even when the streaming is off. So I do see your messages if you send me a message, and I've already logged off the stream, so that's fine. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Dora. All right. Have a great day, guys. I'm going to be back tomorrow.